Hello, everyone, once again. This is Rob, and welcome back to Media Awareness and another album review. Before I continue, however, a quick reminder the fundraiser continues. For those of you unaware, I am a disabled individual and I use a motorized wheelchair slash scooter all day, every day for my independence, and I really need your help. My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter as it's viewed as a quote luxury item end quote, despite the fact that I am unable to use a regular wheelchair or a different type of scooter due to my dexterity issues being what they are and only having the use of one hand primarily. So with this all stated, I really would appreciate if you could contribute to the Spot Fund account below. It'll be linked in two places below this video directly, as well as in a separate section below the description for this album review. And it would definitely be appreciated and it would go a long way. I'm asking for a $10 minimum donation. If you could do more, that'd be great, but $10 does go a long way. It adds up over time, and it would definitely help out the cause of making certain that my scooter continues to function to a level where I can maintain my independence on a daily basis. As I pride myself on my independence and living uh, much of a independent life as I can, given my limitations. So thanks to those who have contributed, and then a special thanks as well to those who plan on contributing, as your contributions really will make a world of difference. And to those who have, they already have, and I really appreciate your kindness. And thank you so much. I love you all. So, this is a surprise for me. Well, at least it was when I found out. Um, a few days ago, I stumbled across a brand new video from Natalie Merchant, and it was titled Sister Tilly. And I did film a reaction video, however, it was blocked due to copyright infringement. So knowing that the album was being released a few days after I saw that, this past Friday, the 27th of October 2023, I thought, well, I'll listen to the album and I will give it a review on my channel. As that's what I do here on Media Awareness. I cover all things media, all things new, all things old, and all things relevant. And I've always been a fan of Natalie Merchant, starting with her days in 10,000 Maniacs, where I first heard her sing. Um, I believe the single I heard back in the late 1980s was like the weather, and I distinctly remember going out and getting my CD of In My Tribe and continuing on to obtain a CD of Blind Man Zoo, the follow up to In My Tribe. And I built a collection of 10,000 Maniacs CDs because I love Natalie's voice. She has an incredible vocal style, unlike anyone else. And it always really struck me as being unique and really just a different type of sound in an era at that point in time where everyone was tending to sound the same. And of course, Natalie departed 10,000 Maniacs and embarked on the highly successful solo career. And she has a new album out, and the new album is titled Keep Your Courage. This was just released, as I stated, on October 27th of 2023. And the first track I'd heard, as I stated, was Sister Tilly, which is the third song on this album. I'm going to be pulling up a track listing here just to go through and sort of highlight the tracks that really um, resonated with me personally, and songs that I connected with on one level or another for one reason or another. And I just before I get to that, I do want to say that Natalie has always been really one of those figures in music that is a poet, and there are great lyricists in music, and there are poets, and in my opinion, Natalie Merchant is a poet, and she's just a captivating presence. Back for the Blind Man Zoo 10,000 Maniacs tour, my cousin Lisa and I had the pleasure of seeing them live at the university I was attending at the time for my bachelor's degree prior to going on to graduate school thereafter. But at that point in time, 10,000 Maniacs were on tour for Blind Man Zoo, and we got to see them. And it was just an amazing show. And Natalie's presence is really just so captivating and so enchanting. So when she embarked on a solo career, I was very excited for her, and I was really impressed with her output of material throughout the years. And now we have a new album, Keep Your Courage, and I'm going to go through it with you and give you the tracks that really stood out to me personally and resonated with me personally. And then I will be sort of closing off this review by giving my opinion as a whole on this album, its production, and the instrumentation and the writing as a whole. So let's go through the tracks that really stood out to me first. Now, I apologize that my face just got suddenly brighter as I pulled up my WordPad document with the songs that stood out to me. The first two songs on the album feature Abina Kuman Davis uh, on co-vocals slash backing vocals with Natalie, and the first track on the album is titled Big Girl, and it's a great opening track, and it really gives you a sense of what to expect from the album. There is a prominent display of both brass and strings in the background, and that goes throughout the entire album. You'll have this sort of really big sound on this production. At the same time, the production itself is really um, more downplayed, and I'll get to that when I cover the aspect of things. But I did want to mention the co-vocalist on those first two tracks. So we have Big Girl, which starts out the album, and that song really, I loved it. I thought it was great. And the second song, I smiled, and I just, it really connected with me. And it's titled Come On Aphrodite, and lyrically it just really, really sits well, and really is something that I can relate to in a lot of ways in my life, especially in recent years, and having matured in both my life and as well as my taste in music and my appreciation of different styles of music. I can honestly say that this song really was an amazing surprise for me. That's followed by the third track, which actually stood out as well, and that's the current single at least, called Sister Chili. I'm going to link the video for that below, even though could not upload my reaction as it was blocked. You'll get to see the video nonetheless. It is dedicated to the life of Joan Didion, and for those of you who are unaware of who Joan Didion is, or was, I should say, she was an incredibly prolific author of really poignant essays and assorted works over the years. Definitely an author I would highly recommend checking out if you had not heard of her. She's relevant in more ways than one, and on several levels in terms of cerebral processing, in my humble opinion, at least. So, after that, the fourth track on the album also kind of stood out to me. It's called Narcissus, and it just really lyrically is something that I thought was beautifully written, and it was something that really lyrically, I think we all can relate to this. It's one of those tracks that has this transcendence, if you will, that really makes this a song that will appeal, I think, to a lot of people. Not necessarily in the style it's done in, but still, lyrically, it has that quality to it. I love the style it's done in, and I love Natalie's just projection of the lyrics on this entire album. So the next song that stood out to me, let's see here. Guardian Angel, which is track 6, was a really poignant song, and something that actually brought a tear to my eye. And there are a lot of reasons behind that, and it's something that I won't really go into during this album review, but it touched me, and it touched me on a lot of emotional levels, and I really kind of needed that. Now you can't tell from behind me, but it's a really dreary day outside. It's raining. It's been raining throughout the night and all day, and it's sitting here prior to starting filming this with the light overhead off. I was just sort of in a different zone and just really soaking in the music, the lyrics, and the vocals of this new Natalie Merchant album, and just really how magnificent it all is. And that song just really, it touched me. It really did. After that, another song that stood out was the following track, track 7, Eye of the Storm. And that one also hit an emotional chord for me. And I don't really, I have no qualms about hiding my emotions and how things make me feel in life. And I know that a lot of people, men and women both, or other, have a tendency to want to mask how they feel, so that way people really don't know. I don't care how people perceive me in terms of expressing how I feel. And Eye of the Storm and its predecessor, track 6, Guardian Angel, both are songs that really made me cry. I'm going to be honest, they made me cry. Um, Moving along on the album here. Let's see here. Next song is called Tower of Babel, which is a good song uh, as well. And after that, we have Song of Himself, and that one was very good. But the song that closes out the album, and that really was, I think, for me, uh, what I needed to hear, is a song titled The Feast of St. Valentine. And it, at this point in my life, as a 52-year-old gentleman, I really needed to hear this song. And it just, like I said, with the prior songs that really struck me emotionally, this is another one that really touched me. And this is just one of those cases where I think that, as I said prior, Natalie Merchant is a poet and she should be really referred to in more circles as a poet than not. Yes, she is a magnificent lyricist, but what she does is she crafts her lyrics in such a way that they are poetry, and beautiful poetry, I might add. So beautiful that it touches the soul and it reaches down inside you. And the emotions that she can evoke are just amazing. And this whole album is really beautiful. Now, getting to the production and the performances, along with Natalie's performance on this album, the production is a timeless production. That's how I'm going to describe this, because it has your standard guitar, bass, and drums. A lot of the drums on this album are performed with brushes as opposed to drumsticks, depending on the track. It all works very well together. The uh, instrumentation, and it's all offset better by uh, brass and string sections, which really add a lot to the substance of these songs. And you might not really think that they would or could, yet they really do. And between that and just the lovely piano arrangements, I mean, the strings itself and the brass really add so much. Just beautifully, beautifully accenting the amazing lyrics and the incredible vocal performance that Natalie gives throughout this album itself. She is one of those performers, like I said, who has a really unique sounding voice, unlike anyone else in the music industry, in my opinion. And I've always felt that way since the first time I heard her sing years and years ago. And it was just really a strange coincidence. I would have this urge to listen to my Natalie Merchant and 10,000 Maniacs CDs and found that they were missing from my collection. So I was able to reacquire them relatively affordably on eBay, secondhand, um, just to replace my collection because it was plundered at one point in time, unbeknownst to me, and that was unfortunate. I have replaced a great deal since that time, but it was just really strange because I was revisiting her material recently, and I just, I needed to hear her voice. And lo and behold, I find this new song, Sister Tilly, on my YouTube feed, and I thought, wow, that's really magical. You know, if anything is magical, that's magical. Just having it connect with me at a point in time when I really wanted to revisit her material, and I was interested in hearing new material. And this album is magnificent. If I really had known about it prior to its release, I would be holding it in my hand right now. I do plan on hopefully getting a copy of it as soon as I can to add to my collection, as this is a magnificent piece of art. And I will go as far as saying that it is truly a piece of art. So do yourself a favor and check out Natalie Merchant's Keep Your Courage. Out now wherever music is sold. It's also available to stream on Spotify, which is how I listen to it. However, as I stated, I do plan on adding this to my collection as soon as possible. And I'll be very pleased once I'm able to do so. This is Rob with Media Awareness. I hope you enjoyed this review of Natalie Merchant's new album. I hope you do check it out very soon. Also, please leave your comments below on, as far as your thoughts on this new album and what songs resonated with you in particular. I'd really love to know, and I would be open to a dialogue if you'd like as well. You can reach out to me via the Facebook link in the description below as well. And there, you can also email me directly. The email address is in the About section of my YouTube page itself, along with the fundraiser information, which is also in the description. Once again, please consider contributing to the fundraiser. I really need your help with this, and any and all help is appreciated. So thank you in advance, and thank you to those who have contributed. I will see you all again soon. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.